across the next 50 minutes, DC Jain and I will take you through what I think is the most amazing application to have hit modern times. I'll repeat, in my view, in the course of the last 50 years, or maybe in the course of, this is the most amazing application. Before I get forward with other things, how many of you here have not used ChatGPT till now? I think at the end of today, when you go back to your home, start using ChatGPT. I told you this is an amazing product, and I'll tell you why. When I was in my first year of chartered accounting practice, two of us, my colleague and I, we used to write programs for various applications, for various programs. We used to write programs. When I say we used to write program, he was the guy who was writing the program. I would be the guy by his side trying to tell whether something computed is right, not, or in the language that we use today, I was a domain expert. When I would say, let us change this, let us change that, he would write 10 lines and then we would have an outcome. At that time, I used to tell myself how wonderful it would be if we had an application where we just had to write English, including bad English. These are amazing products. I don't have to tell you about them. The internet has made the world small. Email, there's an entire generation that does not know the post office. There is Google, which gives you every answer to every question and has completely democratized knowledge. You want to know something, you Google. Then there is, of course, the social media, which has helped people like me connect with my classmates of long years ago. And last but definitely not the least is the Google Map. For those of you who think ChatGPT is primitive, let me tell you about Google Map. When Google Map first came in, and I had affixed it to my car, I used to drive down Radhakrishnan Salai, and in Radhakrishnan Salai there used to be a flyover. There is still a flyover. When my car reaches the top of the flyover, Google Map would say turn right. And from that time to today, it's become so phenomenal that today you can take that car, take the Google Map with comfort anywhere, any part of India, and you can be rest assured that you'll reach there on time. Why I'm telling you that is I'm trying to tell that to people who think ChatGPT is still not good, that it makes errors, it makes mistakes. Yes, it makes errors. Yes, it makes mistakes. Nevertheless, it's a great product. And once you download this is how it would look. And just like what you do in Google, where you go and enter question, you will go down here and enter whatever you want. And today between DC and I, we'll try to show you as practical as is possible. I'll do the easy part of it with DC helping me out from there, and then he'll do the tougher part of it later. Okay, this is what it can do. First up, let me tell you that there are 5 things that ChatGPT is good at. It's good at many other things, but because I thought it will be easy for us to talk about this, it is great in helping you write, it's great in helping you speak. And I'm going to focus on the speaking part. It's great in giving you advice. 2 examples are there. Travel, I'll show you an example. And then event management, there also I'll show you an example. And then we have testing, where you can have multiple choice questions. In fact, all the questions that Anbu did today were picked up from ChatGPT. ChatGPT listed out 20 odd questions, and I think he selected 13 of them. And it listed with answer. That was why he was very, very, what should I say, confident when he said the Quizmaster's decision is final. Then you can prepare checklists. Most of you come from the audit profession. It prepares wonderful auditing checklists. You can prepare checklists that are as good as what the best audit firms do. Last but not the least, it can help you out with a few hacks of your day-to-day life. It can help you out with a few hacks. Just to take an example, we'll take that of Excel, okay? So these are the 5 things that are there. If you guys are ready, we'll begin with our first example. No, DC, before that, just 1 second. You already gone there? No, that will is there now? It's coming immediately? Okay. Then before I go to explaining you how the 5 things work, I want you to read this that is coming up on the screen, and I'll tell you that there are some factual errors there. I want you to identify those factual errors. As and when you pick up a factual error, you can announce. If you want, I'll read that. You can see from the last row. Yes, no. You can. If you can't, please come to the front. This is supposed to be a will, a part of a will. And I'll read it out for the benefit of those who are unable to see. It says, I, Stephen Raj, residing at 5 Akbar Sahib Street, Triplicane, Chennai, aged 50, of sound mind and memory, declare this to be my last will, revoking all previous wills and codicils. I bequeath my following assets to my nephew, Anthony Raj, aged 24, residing at 7 RCR, New Delhi. I have 2,000 euros in my bank account with the SBI Vadodara branch, Gujarat 390007 and 1,000 shares of stock in Infosys, made this 29th day of February 1970. I want you guys to identify what are the factual errors there. Okay, good, Sangeeta. Leap year problem. Why? What is the problem with euro? What? Sorry? Yeah, you can have euro, no? You can deposit an NRI account, a foreign currency account. Somebody else has a different answer why euro is not okay. Yeah, Atreya. Yeah, Atreya says the euro came into being only in 2080, so it was not there in 1970. Second error. Second factual. Yes. No, I won't accept that answer. You have to tell me fully, but I'm very happy you spotted that. Okay, wonderful. I'm very, very happy that you found that out. I'll tell you why I'm very happy. He says 7 RCR is not anybody's residence, but the residence of the Prime Minister of India. Today, of course, 7 RCR is possibly called by a different name, that street's name. Somebody else? 3 more are there. Yes? Are you asking me or are you telling me? Yeah, that's correct. Infosys was founded in 1981-82, so there was no Infosys in 1970. It's good that you have found many of these. What we will now do is, we'll go to ChatGPT 4.0, which is a paid version. And we are going to copy paste this there. And we are going to ask ChatGPT to tell us what are the fallacies there. And just before you go there, DC, just before you put out, I'll tell you why I said very good to him, because I have put this will now in 10 different places. 10 different places where DC and I have spoken. Everywhere people have found many things, but they never spotted 7 RCR. The only one which spotted 7 RCR was ChatGPT 4.0. Now, ChatGPT 4.0, please save me, okay? Yeah, you can give the command to find the factual errors. And you can write any spelling, it understands. Somehow it understands. I don't know how, but it understands. It's taking a little bit of time because the net is a little slow. Date anomaly, currency anomaly, branch bank inconsistency, that may not be right. Infosys, residence of Prime Minister. So give it a big round of applause, not to me, to ChatGPT. Okay? Let's go back. DC, show one by one. Date anomaly. So if you guys are in the audit profession, please use ChatGPT. Okay? Second was currency anomaly. It has given an answer which one of you said, but the second one is what is more right, saying that euro was not introduced until 1999. Branch bank, wrong inconsistency. I don't think that's the right answer. It says a guy in Chennai cannot have something in Baroda. That's not right. Infosys, it has spotted the residence. There are 1 or 2 more also. For want of time, we'll move on. Okay? So ChatGPT can be used anywhere that you like. I'm now going back. I'm now going to pick up my first one. And DC is going to put out a command which says that I want to speak somewhere on some topic. Please give me bullet points. Any topic you have in mind? Anybody? I want to speak on so that you don't think we have fixed it. Anybody? Not you here. You give all difficult topics. Somebody else from there? I want to speak on what? What do you want to speak? I means you. Shambhavi, you help us here. Some topic, tell us. No, not election results. No. GST. Okay. Okay, I want to speak on ESG. Please give me dot points. Dot points basically mean bullet points. Now it's going to give you bullet points. Certainly, it talks about climate change. Okay, let it run. DC ask it to number it so that we'll find it easy. So once it gives the points, what I'm going to ask it to do is, for the second point or first point or whatever point, I'm going to ask it to write our speech in 100 words. I will also tell it that suggest where we should pause, suggest where we should have gestures, suggest all those things, and it's going to do that. Yeah, you can take maybe social diversity and inclusion. You can just say point number 2, first point in point 2, give me a 100-word script. Let it first give a script. Give me a 100-word script, SCRIPT. Serial number 2, first point, give a 100-word script. There it is. Certainly, it's the only thing that always tells me I will do. Okay. If you can't see from the rear, don't worry, we'll make this available to you. Now, all this I have done. It's not that I'm trying now. All this I have done. 6 months ago when I was to speak at Mangalore on why big companies fail, I went to ChatGPT and it was phenomenal. It gave examples, it gave videos, it gave everything. Now what we will tell it is that, because if you ask any public speaking guy, they will tell you that you must have pauses, gestures, all that. We will ask it. So DC, you can say, please suggest where should I give pauses and gestures. Pauses, PAUSES. Yeah. Now you say, please bold what is in bracket. You just have to talk to it. I know most of you know that, but just to re-emphasize the point, you just have to speak to it the way you will speak to a colleague. There it is. Or it's just went and, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Pause for emphasis. So it says diversity and inclusion are foundational pillars for fostering a thriving market culture. Then it says breathe. Okay, pause. Here it talks about gesturing, gesture to convey inclusivity. We can also ask it, how should I gesture? Okay, you can play the dumbest of dumb guys. It will not tell you what a teacher tells the classroom. If you ask the dumbest of dumb questions, a teacher in the classroom says, shut up and sit down. It will not tell you that. Okay? There it is. It's given you some 5 points. The trouble now, you can even ask it, which one should I select? You can become dumb. Which of these 5 do you suggest? Do you suggest? And why? Good. It suggests that open arms is the best, and it gives us a lot of reasons. We'll go to the second one. We'll go to the second thing that it can do, what I call advisory, and I'll pick up travel plan. Okay? By now, everybody and his uncle knows that this is great when it comes to travel plan. So what we will do is, we will say I have checked into a hotel in Guindy. I've got a day to spare. Suggest an itinerary for a 1-day roaming around in Chennai. So we are saying that we have checked into a hotel in Guindy, and then we have asked it to prepare an itinerary. It's going to prepare an itinerary. So DC will now tell it, please indicate the timing. Whatever you want, you have to only ask. You can even ask, what food should I eat? Trust me when I tell you, 3 years from today, this is going to be as compulsive as the mobile. Now this is nice, but no, we want it in table form. You know, that's the typical CFO. You give him a paragraph, he'll say, give it in table. Give it in table, he'll say row exchange, column exchange. Okay? Time, activity, Marina Beach, Santom Basilica, Kapalishwar Temple. They are not in sequence, is it? No, it wants you to go there, enjoy, and come back. Now you can even say, no, forgive me for saying that. You can even say, I don't want to go to temple, suggest alternatives. When I say temple, it also means other places of worship. See, no temple, suggest alternatives. The guy started ordering. Then say table format. So here and after, whenever you go, wherever you go, please ask ChatGPT. But after that, also show it to a friend of yours to confirm that it is ideal. I have done that in the last 1 year. I've done that 10 times. 7 times they have said this is fine. 8, 9, 10th time they said make some changes. That's fine with me. Okay. So we'll move on to the third one. We'll talk about testing. Tomorrow in your office when you want to test we go back to the PPT. Tomorrow you want to learn some subject. I don't have time, otherwise I'll tell you a story about how I wrote a particular chapter, but so I'll keep it simple. Tomorrow you want to learn anything. You want to learn stock market, you want to learn derivative trading, you want to learn international taxation, you want to learn climate change, you want to learn whatever. You can go to ChatGPT and tell it, please give me a lesson plan. After you have told what you want, it will give you a lesson plan. Then you can pick up one of them and say, please give me 150 word content. It will give you 150 word content. Then you can say, I'm a finance guy, I don't understand this climate and all, so write it in a language that I understand. It will give you. Then you can say, give me examples. It will talk about Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, Bolivia. You can say, I don't understand all these international examples. Give me Indian examples, and it will give you Indian examples. This is something that requires nothing to learn. This is something that simply requires your ability to sit in front of a laptop and write whatever heck comes into your head. I don't want him to show that because I think MCQ, like I said, was prepared out of it. Now we'll go to checklists. It can prepare amazing checklists. Some of the checklists that it has prepared are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Which checklist do you guys want? Somebody please help me. What? You want a checklist for what? Then I'll mail that to you. That's what I'm telling. What is CFO checklist? What is? This is question. Okay, all right. Please get me a checklist of a typical day in a CFO's life. A checklist of a typical day in a CFO's life. Okay, what he or she should do for a day. Here's a sample, morning review cash balance. How do CFOs review cash balance? I don't know. Cash position? Okay, maybe. Okay, push up, update financial metrics, monitor market and economic news, meet with the finance team. Now, if your CFO in your office is doing this, don't curse him because ChatGPT also tells him to do much the same thing. Or maybe he must have picked it from ChatGPT itself. Okay, I'll go to the last thing, and I think with that I will wind up. Okay, although there are many things that one can talk about. We'll go to hacks. Okay, I'll spend 1 minute trying to explain this. Whenever I have a doubt on Excel, I ask somebody, including DC. And no busy guys that they take their time, A, to speak on the phone, or B, to come back on it. So if there's anything advanced that I have to do on Excel, I have to get to them, and then they take their time to come back. Then there is a lot of time for me to understand what they have said. Now with ChatGPT there, it is wonderful. I'll give you just one example. DC will ask ChatGPT to populate name and surname in one column, 10 names and surname in the same column. So I'm going to list 10 people's names in column number A in Excel. Then I'll tell you what I want to do. 10 Indian names, because it has a fancy for, and name and surname. Now then what he will do is he will copy paste this into cell A1 on the Excel. He'll copy this to cell A1 on the Excel sheet. He's copied that. What I will request him to now do is to ask ChatGPT to tell me how I should pull out the first name and put it in a separate column. I don't want both names. I want to first have first name in one column, second name in another column. He will automatically tell it not to take the number, or you can do whichever way, DC. It's your field. And once you see that, trust me when I tell you, you can act like a CEO. You know how a CEO acts? I have always held the view that CEOs do not know to do things, but they know who can do it, and they are friendly enough with those people to get it done. So like a CEO, you can tell many things. Now he's already done that. 1 second, DC. Just can you go back to that where you picked up this Arav? So here it has told what to copy paste to get first name Arav. Here it has told us what to do to get the surname, and we have just copy pasted it there. Have to ask nobody. So as a CEO or as a whatever O, you just need to know what you want. You need to know that column A, this is what I want. ChatGPT helps. There he then copy pasted. We have got thing. I'll summarize. I said ChatGPT can do at least 5 things. I said it can do writing, including speech writing. It can prepare advisories, which is basically the travel plan. It can help in trading. It can help you learn anything new. Anything under the sun, you can learn new. And it can help you with checklists. It can help you with hacks. I'll close out by telling you one small incident. Don't trust ChatGPT 100%. Don't put your medical condition there, ask for a prescription. It will give. But be careful, unless you have understood it well, go to a doctor. I'll tell you why. Accidentally, I discovered something. There is some notice under the Income Tax Act called, I think it's called 143(2). I don't know much on tax. I often receive that, and whenever I receive it, I generously send it to my office colleagues, telling them, please open this, find out what they want. And therefore, when ChatGPT came, I thought, let me go and ask ChatGPT. So I asked it, please let me know a landmark judgment in 143(2). And it came out with a landmark judgment that said 2019, Ashutosh Banerjee versus the state of West Bengal. And it gave some reference. So I thought, why will 2019 have a landmark judgment when this act has been around for 70 odd years? So I then searched Google, no Ashutosh Banerjee versus state of West Bengal. I searched taxman, nothing. So I went back to ChatGPT and told ChatGPT, I have searched for this is not there anywhere, what is this? You know what it said? It said, sorry, I made it up. I thought you just wanted to know a case, so I've created an artificial case. If you want to know a good case, let me know. Okay? So, all that I'm trying to say is that when you use ChatGPT, you must be the master of the subject. I'm not going to do any closing, winding, etc. I will stop with this because this is a continuation. What DC is going to speak is a continuation of this. So we are not trying to say it's split into 2 parts. I'll very quickly introduce DC. DC Jain is the former chairman of the Southern India Regional Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He is an absolutely brilliant guy when it comes to technology. He and I wrote the book ChatGPT, Professional Handbook to ChatGPT, and thanks to him it is done pretty well. I'll now request DC to continue with this. He'll talk about other applications. He'll talk to you about how you can do data analytics, how you can ask it to prepare a PPT, and I think there's one, he will also talk to you about how to ask ChatGPT to read from a document, and there are many other things that he'll speak to you. Thank you very much.